Hello to everybody, this is Dr. Mariam from Mohammed Bani Hashim Advocates and Legal Consultants, and today we would like to talk about the topic for filing of criminal case and necessity of criminal case in some particular circumstances. The quick information for everybody who is subscribed on our channel on Instagram and on YouTube and on Facebook. We are posting our online channels and online video streams. So starting from this week, our live stream is gonna be on Saturday, and on Thursday we have a live stream related to our Russian-speaking audience on a separate channel. For the more information, please follow up our posts, our announcement to be aware about the situation. So please don't get frustrated if you have two posts for the Russian-speaking and English-speaking audience. So talking about criminal complaints and criminal cases, to be honest, this is the first time we are posting a video related to criminal cases, and I hope it will be useful for you all. I hope it will give you some awareness and more information. Please, if anybody have questions or want to share experience, you can feel free and drop your message in the live stream or maybe later on in the personal messages. So today we want to talk about types, measures, responsibility, and also about the person who is entitled actually to raise a criminal case. Also, this idea came on mind due to the latest news that appeared in UAE. There was a very hard crime and the police found the person who supposed to make this crime. So we decided to go briefly through the topic related to criminal cases and who is actually who is facing responsibility, how it happens. Of course, this topic is very wide, so we will not stop on all the related things. So of course, depends on the type of the criminal case. There is a certain type of measures and responsibility for the accused person. Of course, each and everybody should be faced responsibility only by the order of the judge. And only the judge can find the person guilty or maybe innocent in some certain kind of crime or criminal case. If we are talking about measures, all the measures related to criminal case, they are stipulated in the penal code. We also have additional laws related to criminal cases, but we will not stop on this today because it will take too much time, and I'm not sure if this is something that you want to hear about today. However, if it's gonna be interesting for you, please share your feedback, drop a message, and it will at least give us understanding which topics are interesting for you. So the measures and actually the responsibility might vary because the measures, this is something that in accordance with the law, the accused person might face. So for example, if we are talking, I see there is somebody posting a quick question. And first of all, thank you for posting your comment. And please, if you have any question related to the criminal cases, please feel free, share your question, and we can also edit and discuss it. Okay? Thank you so much for the comment. For example, if we are talking about a very common, very well-known kind of crime, for example, related to financial matters, we will take a bounce check. So there is a certain kind of measures that the law, for example, provides for the court to choose. Depends on the level of guilty. How is this person guilty? If he understands that he is guilty or he denied that he is guilty. So for example, up to 3 years. So this depends on the judge. What is the kind of responsibility, in his opinion, as a judge, the accused person might face. So for example, we have we have hard crimes, we have crimes of middle level, we have minor crimes. So it depends on this, the law provide a space for the court to choose what will be the responsibility. So for example, we have the law and we have a practice. In practice, usually not each and everybody, for example, for this balance check as we're taking this as example, not each and everybody will face up to 3 years. No, of course no. Usually you will find it 3 months, maybe 6 months. It's a practice, but of course in accordance with the law the responsibility is much higher. So of course, if we are taking this example with, unfortunately, this horrible news that happened within this short time in UAE, and the person he had intention for the robbery, and unfortunately he made a murder. So a murder is a very hard crime. That's why depends on the decision of the judge, and depends on the circumstances of the case. And a lot of tiny details that the court will take in consideration. The responsibility will be in accordance with the law. Depends on the article that is mentioned by the public prosecution. And a very small and also very important detail, that if we are talking about other kind of cases that we spoke earlier, we have parties in the case. So in criminal case, we always have a public prosecution who is acting on behalf of the victim. So if, for example, you as a victim would like to file a complaint, you should go to the public prosecution, report a crime. So the public prosecution will make a case, and the public prosecution will find a necessary article that is that might determine the type of crime. So coming back to the next point, who is entitled actually to raise a claim? So as I said, it's gonna be a victim who is entitled to open a criminal case, or maybe sometimes public prosecution on the own initiative might open a criminal case. So for example, if the public prosecution or the police found a certain crime, they will open the case on their own. However, if it was the person, for example, somebody steal from you money, right? You will report about it and you will be a victim. Or in some circumstances, unfortunately, a victim can't file a case. That's why closest relatives, they have an option to report about the crime, so on their initiative, public prosecution will open the case. So criminal cases, they have a lot of details, and just to give you a brief, why this topic is also very important, because sometimes in UAE it's necessary to raise a criminal case. And this is, I think, something that is very different with the other countries in the world. So sometimes, in some circumstances, you have to go ahead with a criminal case first, and later on, you will have to go with the, for example, civil case. I see we have some questions. Thank you so much. I will go through the questions and I will continue the remaining subject. So, for example, a person who's been working in Dubai after at least 15 years already decided to resign, but his or her documents is held by employee. Now she's been staying in Dubai for a couple of years. You want to ask if this question can be proceeded through the criminal case. So if this person can prove that these documents, for example, the employee hold this document without a right, like these documents were stolen. If there is any kind of proof, yes, you can go ahead by the criminal complaint. And actually in UAE, it's working very well. If you know the location, if you are sure that these things, and there is something that there is value for this, are in some particular place and you know the person who is there, you can make a complaint and you can call police. They will come immediately at the same moment. If they will find it, it will be 100% guarantee for you. Inshallah, it will help you. If this question is if, for example, you have more things you want to ask, you can share another question, or you can leave your personal message and we will discuss with you the situation in more details. There is the other question. Good evening. Thank you for the information. I have a comment. Bounce check up to 200,000 charge. It will be a fine. Yes, thank you so much. This is the right comment about the fines, because we had amendment like within this short time in regards of the bounce check. It was just an example for our audience to get understanding about some particular things, but it depends, of course, about the amount of the bounce check. Still, for the big amount of the check, it's possible to get a punishment in a jail term. However, they are mostly given fines. There is another question. It's from the same person who was asking about the documents. She wants to go back to their country and might go to jail with or without paying fees. Any legal opinion or advice in regards of the documents? If this question is related to labor things, because the person was working and resign and the employee has the documents, I suggest to go ahead with the labor complaint. If there is something really important about these documents that the employee is holding, you can always make complaint. And it's the same as employees holding passport. For example, without of consent of the employee, you can file a complaint, but first you have to ask for it. You have to first ask for it, get rejection or ignorance at least, then you can go ahead with the complaint. Maybe it will help you. If you have more questions, please go ahead. Thank you so much. So as I said, in regards of the criminal cases, sometimes it's really important to go ahead first with the criminal case. After, you can go ahead with the civil case. Why? Because the criminal case might be used as a good reason and a good evidence in the civil claim, for example. If we are talking about criminal cases also, I wanted to say that we always advise to put a civil demands in the criminal case for the main reason to leave a possibility to attend in the hearings and to leave a possibility for the victim later on to show, for example, the consent with the judgment, or maybe the opinion that you don't agree with the judgment, because sometimes maybe you are expecting for a different judgment, or for example, sometimes the person can get innocence and maybe the victim think it's not fair. So it depends about if the judgment of the court is fair in your opinion, or if the judgment of the court is not fair in your opinion. So it's very important. Sorry, there is another question. I think this is the same person that we discussed in the documents. I think it's better if you will explain your story or the story of the person you are asking for in the private message, and we will discuss it. We'll find it out. If there is something, we might help you. I hope so. But anyway, if the person is already resigned or terminated, then of course they can leave the country. It's not related to the criminal cases, it's mostly related to the labor rights, and I hope so that these rights will be fulfilled in the best way. Thank you so much. If anybody has more questions or maybe want to share your opinion or experience, please go ahead with the messages, or if you want, please ask the message or send to us an email. All the details we always share under our post. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope this topic was really useful. If in future you think you want to share some questions, or you think that this kind of topic related to criminal cases or related to other things is really important or interesting for you, please stay with us. Share your experience. Today we had our online stream on Legal One, and we are going to post next video next Saturday. Please stay with us. Subscribe on our YouTube channel Legal One, on our Facebook channel, and of course stay tuned with us on Instagram. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope you will have a lovely evening. Take care. Stay safe. Goodbye.